Hello everyone, welcome back to the B&W Woodcrafts YouTube channel. This is the first part of a table series for a live edge arch base table that I did for here in Atlanta, Georgia. This part will actually walk you through the top, cutting it from the two-sided lumber, cutting it to width all the way through clamping the top up. Let me know if you have any questions, leave some comments, subscribe, like the channel, and then we'll get you some more videos out here pretty soon. Alright, let's get it going. Yeah, so first step here is to find the width of the board. These two-sided boards, two-sided meaning that the top side and the other side away from me has been planed at the lumber yard. My goal is to get the best part of the board, so I'm kind of looking at it. You can see those knots. I'm trying to see if they go all the way through, if there's good ones, if it's a good board. And in this case, I don't mind the knots because I'm going to actually use them in the table. She wanted some rustic look to it, so yeah, I'm just measuring the board, inch more than 8 foot. So now that I've cut the boards to length, I'm looking at the grain and kind of how the boards match up together, just to see where I want to put them in the top. So I'm kind of looking at, like I said, grain, how they match up to each other, how they sit next to each other. I still haven't cut them to width, so I know that they're not going to match up perfectly yet. And then I try to keep the bigger boards in the middle, just for the look of it. So that's what I'm doing here. Once you get them all together, you want to see what the width is. The finished table is going to be 36 inches wide. I think this table ended up right now is about 42 inches wide. I try to do it a little wider just so I can have something to work with. And then it's going to be a live edge too. So, and then I'm just cleaning out these holes here just to make sure there's nothing loose before I epoxy it. So here I'm about to cut the boards to width. Again, I want to make sure I know the lowest width that I can cut them to, so I can set up the table saw. And I've already measured the table saw and it's already set up for the width of the board. This board specifically, you have to do it for each individual board. So I'm just cutting them down here. That way the one side will be parallel to the other. And remember, these were already planed at the lumber yard, so I don't have to do that. And so I did it for all the boards. I don't need to show you necessarily how to do all of them, but I show you one more here just so you can kind of see me changing the width here. This board, actually, I measured it a little off, so it cut on one side, but then the other side was a little thinner than I measured, so I had to set the saw back up again and recut it. So you can see me kind of moving it a little bit there. It was off maybe a hair, maybe a 1/16 of an inch, so I moved it a little closer and just made sure, you want to make sure you cut all the way up down the board. So I use this drum sander pretty much on every project. Right now I'm setting it up. What you want to do is reel it all the way down to the top of the board. Then you'll see me open the top here and spin the drum by hand until it catches on the wood. And then you'll go up just a little bit as soon as it catches. And then that way you know exactly where to start. You don't want to go too tight because you will throw that belt off, that sanding belt. I've done it. It's always good to make sure you know the height. Here we go, starting to sand. You can see I don't have my outfeed tables on this drum sander yet. I think I got it probably a couple of days before I started this project. So I hadn't quite set it up completely, but I needed to get this top set up and going here. So went ahead and made that happen. But normally we'd have outfeed tables on it and it would be able to hold longer boards like this. Here we go. You can see I put a V on the top just so I know where the boards are supposed to be when I put them back together here. So I'll move them around as I'm putting these dominoes in. Right now I'm just lining up the boards lengthwise so I can put the marks for the domino. You have to mark both sides of the board. That way you know exactly, you can line them back up again. There are probably 5, I think, dominoes I put on the length of this. By the way, you should always test your domino before you go into your actual wood, that's your project. Alright, so it's time to get it. I got the domino joiner out, I've already tested it, and now I'm just putting the dominoes in each side. Nothing much to it here. If you use a domino joiner, you know exactly what's happening here. You just have to do each on the ends, you know, you got to do one side and then you're doubling. You're doing both sides of all the interior ones. And all I did was clean up the domino joiner there. I think I was rushing a little bit. Here we go, starting to glue up. I'm actually almost done with the glue up. I'm putting the glue into the dominoes that I've already cut in, putting the 5mm dominoes in, and then you'll see me slide the other one, board on. This is why it's important to have those lines, put those lines next to each other on the boards. That way they line up now. I'm just cleaning up the dominoes here, and then you'll see me glue the top or where they meet up, and then make sure you move the glue throughout the piece so you have enough and that you have good coverage. And you're looking for squeeze out on these once you put the clamps on. So, and yeah, I do need to build a clamp rack, so that's essentially where everything goes underneath the table, but I'll get better at that. And here you see me putting my clamps on. I actually bought new clamps a couple days after this. I got tired of using these pipe clamps for large glue ups, and so from now on I guess you'll start seeing different clamps. But as far as here, this is all I had. So right now I'm just sighting the boards, just making sure they're all flat and they're all straight. And that's it for this video. Next video we're gonna look at starting the base and getting everything cut out. So it's arch base, so it should be pretty interesting. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and then look for new videos coming up pretty soon here. Also hit the little bell for the notifications. Alright, thanks, bye.